Hello, this is Dr. Daly. I co-teach PSY 400 with Dr. Turco, and we're very excited to get started with you on your senior research projects this fall. This video is basically an orientation to the D2L site just to familiarize you with where to find things that you will need as you complete your work this semester. On the D2L site, you'll notice that on the front page, when you land here and first look at your course, you'll have a welcome statement from us, the content browser, the calendar, and some of the other usual stuff that IT places on our home pages. You're going to want to begin with the obvious starting point, the Start Here tab. What I'm recording right now is the orientation to the course. So I'm going to skip ahead to the welcome. On this page, you'll have our contact information and basic information about the class. The contact information we provide for you is basically our email addresses, office phones, although the phone system is changing. I believe the 2457, for example, for me, still remains current, but we use Teams to do phone calling. So I'm not exactly sure how that works yet. If, say, for example, you're calling from off campus, but I will find out and we will update you in class. To make appointments with either of us, we both use an app through Office 365 called Bookings. And basically what you can do, if you click on that link, it will take you to my bookings page where you can select a time to meet with me either online or in person. And since it's integrated with my calendar, it means we don't have to do that time-consuming back and forth trying to decide on a time that works well for both of us. Same goes for Dr. Turco. So recognize that those are really useful tools for you. So in addition to our meetings every week in class, you also have the option of setting up individual appointments or group appointments with your whole team once we get to that point. Back to the start here. The course expectations and objectives page reinforces information that is also found in your syllabus once you download it. So you have the course description, the purpose, the prerequisites, learning outcomes, connection to departmental outcomes. Syllabi are posted here. You have a PDF version that's viewable online as well as being downloadable. There's also a Word version that you can download and then print out if you choose to. One thing that you will need to do, and we will work on this in the first couple of weeks of class, is to create a cloud storage space for your senior research work. And downloading a copy of the syllabus is a required element of that. So you may find yourself revisiting this page from time to time. In addition, we've pulled out, syllabi have gotten kind of long over the last few years. So we've pulled out just the schedule, the calendar pages from the syllabus, and those are posted here also in PDF or Word form. So that's the Start Here tab. The place where you're going to spend most of your time when you're on D2L is the weekly modules. But before we jump down to that, there are the usual kinds of resources and policies included in the D2L page should you need them. There is a tab for APA style resources that we will refer to pretty often as you get into your writing assignments. As you already know, you are required in this course to use APA style when you format papers, when you do citations and references, also when you build tables and figures. We'll talk more about that next semester. There are also links to policies about accessibility, privacy, and so on, and you can refer to those as you need to. Now, where you'll spend, as I mentioned before, most of your time when you interact with D2L is in the weekly modules. We break our work down by week, and each week when you get onto the page, You will get an overview of what we're going to be doing, some useful links that we will be referring to, some explanations of what you will be working most on. So for example, in week 1, you have links to the APA and APS because you're going to start exploring topics. And these big national organizations, professional organizations for psychologists, have just ways of getting you started thinking about topics of interest to researchers across the field. We will also spend a lot of time in week 1 getting you to talk with each other about who you want to work with. Senior research in psychology, neuroscience, and human development is a team endeavor. While we have 2 faculty working on projects with students, these projects are extensive. They require a great deal of time and energy. They also require a high number of participants. So what we decided many, many years ago was that the most efficient way to go about this was to have students work in teams, which it's good for you to learn how to work on difficult tasks with other people. That's, a very transferable skill for you to have, but it also doesn't exhaust our subject pool. So you will be exploring who you might want to work with, and basically come to an agreement within the first 2 weeks of classes on basically committing to another group of people, to a group of other people for the school year, for the academic year. So projects go from August of the fall semester to May of the spring semester. So it's an important set of decisions, and a decision that you'll need to weigh carefully. You'll be provided each week with a set of learning objectives that outline exactly what we'll be doing, and then there will be tasks outlined with tabs indicating the tasks for each week. So for example, on the first day of class, you're going to be looking at our 2 national organizations, looking at research topics, and then filling out a form to identify some of your research topics as they exist on this day 1 of class. And then on Thursday, we're going to review that list of potential topics, and really think a bit more in detail of the types of ideas that you want to explore. So that's the way each week is going to be laid out. If you want to just sort of peruse through these, you can look at how the weeks evolve over the course of the semester. Week 2, you'll be signing a team contract, basically committing to the group of people that you're going to work with over the course of the semester. And again, tasks are outlined by day. So if you want to spend some time kind of going through each of the weekly modules, it'll give you a sense of how we're going to flow through the semester. We've tried to structure the D2L page such that it was easy for you to identify exactly what's expected of you week to week and each day of the week. Do understand, though, that there's some flexibility that's required. We may decide to move a deadline a day or two as the semester rolls out, depending on just what's going on with your projects and with your teams. So again, welcome. We're both really excited to get started this fall. Please, after you've explored the D2L site and before classes start, if you have any questions, just shoot us an email.